Hey everybody, this is Shannon Buckby with CKC Patterns, and I'm here to show you how to sew around the neckline of new Carlyn's fancy flare coat that just came out. You'll have to excuse my sample piece here. This was one that I sewed up while I was still drafting the pattern, the Carlyn pattern, and when I'm doing that, I'm just sewing it up to check like the fit and stuff like that on my own children, just to see before I draft it in other sizes. And I always use scraps, so I've got like 15 different fabrics on this coat. But I'm going to show you how to sew the neckline. The neckline can be a little bit tricky. It's not hard, it just, a lot of people overthink the way that it's done. So I'm going to show you real quickly. This is going to be when you get to step 35 in the pattern. This is the step that we're going to be working on today. So I've got my coat, and it's put together, it's pinned together, right sides together. And I've got my sleeves pulled out of the way. I'm going to be sewing. We've got our little 4-inch gap here that we're going to leave open at the bottom. That way we have room to turn the coat right side out after we're done sewing it. And I've already sewn part of the coat together, so I'm just going to sew up this one area and show you real quickly how we're going to do that neckline. Like I said, it's not tricky. It's just a lot of people kind of overthink it because they think it's harder than it is. So I'm just going to show that to you real quick here. So I'm going to sew this up. And like I said, I'm leaving my little 4-inch gap. That way I have room to turn the coat right side out once I'm done. So I'm just going to sew up this straight edge real quick. And pin as I go. I'm super excited about the Carlyn's pattern. It's so cute. It looks like a little English schoolgirl coat, and there's so many delicate little details and options that you can add to it, but it really is a super easy coat to make. It's not hard at all. Almost all of it is just straight gathering, or straight stitches, and there's just a little bit of gathering on the ruffles. It's got cute little bodice ruffles and a ruffle on the hood and little ruffles on the pockets. Just a super cute coat. It's very classic and timeless pattern. So you'll have to bear with my machine here. My machine's a little old, so it's loud. But okay, so I've sewn up my straight front center edge. I'm gonna see if you can see that here. Let me bring this over. So I'm getting up to the neckline, and I'm going to stop with my needle engaged, pull my pressure foot up. I'm going to turn my coat around, okay, and I'm going to keep sewing right here. And this is the section right here that people have a hard time with. So you're going to sew straight, and when you get right here, just before you come up to where you're going to be sewing on the hood, you're going to sew. Let me get that needle out of the way there. So you're going to sew right up here to the edge. Then you're going to engage your needle, lift up your pressure foot. You're going to twist your coat. I don't know if you can see that very well. And you're going to engage your pressure foot again, and then you're going to continue sewing up and around the hood piece. So let me finish this, and then I will show you what it looks like just as soon as I'm done, and I'm almost done with it. Like I said, that one, it's kind of a wonky corner because you kind of want to continue going straight instead of turning at that edge, at that little corner thing there. But what you're doing is you're sewing up the button placket and then coming around the neckline, and instead of proceeding across the entire front neckline, you're going to stop, pivot, and go up around the hood instead. So, like I said, it's really easy to do it. It's just some people instinct wants you to go a different direction on that. So we're almost done here. I'm just sewing over, and then I'm coming around to the other corner of the neckline that has the same little pivot spot there. Okay, I'm back to the other side of my neckline here. So again, I don't know if you can see this very well. I'm going to sew across my neckline here, across. So I'm going to get right to this little, it's where the hood comes off and then the neckline goes straight. So I'm going to get it right up to that little corner there. I'm going to pivot, raise my pressure foot, flip my coat around, put the pressure foot back down. You'll have to pardon, like I said, I've got a million fabrics on here. And then continue straight across with the other side of the neckline. It's extremely easy. You just got to make sure you pivot there instead of continuing on. And then you can turn your coat out, right side out, using that opening that we left on the bottom. So you're just going to open your bottom coat, you're going to reach inside of it, and you're going to start pulling gently. You don't want to pull too hard because you don't want to rip your stitches, but you're just going to start pulling gently and flipping your coat right side out. And you're just going to have to feed it through that opening. And the opening gets closed when after you top stitch, when you're top stitching it. You want to make sure that you followed the pattern, and it instructs you, how to feed your sleeves into each other. And here we've got the neckline that we just sewed and the hood. And so you can see, because we pivoted in that one little corner there on each side of the neckline, you've got where your hood meets and then your neckline. It's still kind of folded in on itself there. I need to press it, and then so you've got where your hood meets and then you've got the neckline. So all you're doing is just pivoting in this one little area here, and instead of continuing around the outside of the neckline, you're literally just going to sew. I'm trying to see if you can see this. So this is going to be the front neckline. This is your button placket, and then you've got your neckline, and then you pivot right here and continue on up around the entire hood. So I hope this helps, and I hope you really enjoy Carlyn's and love it as much as I do.